So the problem with what's going on right now is that this kind of setup behind me is what I want. It's kind of gorgeous. No, I got Betty Page. I've got Jackie Taylor. I got Jackie Taylor from Yellow Jackets up on my wall. I've got my chandelier. I've got 3 Taylor vinyls. Oh. Hold on. Come on, do it again. How do I do that? How did I do that? Oh, look at her. Look at this view. I have to keep my hand here to keep those I wish I could. Oh my God. I need lighting in front of me. How do I do this? I can't make that work, can I? Do you see my goddamn problem? Do you see my problem? I'm fucked. Because if I turn it around... Well, don't I just look great, but... Bumfuck view behind me. I guess this works. Stupid ass fucking... Let's see. I don't want y'all to see too much. You guys can't have too much. Not too much. Okay, so this view, while not as vintage and aesthetically pleasing, works. I've got my carousel. I love her. I've got Laura Palmer. If you know, you know. And I've got some personal pictures. That's something random from the thrift store. I guess this view is better. So I start a video and here I go looking for my damn phone. Society. Well, anyway, I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to do more long form, and forgive me if I don't look at you because, like, I'm looking at me, honestly, and it's a lot, Robin. It's a lot. I've been wanting to do, like, more long form videos because I love TikTok. I love her. She's my heart and soul, but she's just very snappy. You gotta be quick with her, and you gotta be fresh, and all. It's too short form, and I really want to start doing more long form content, just in like vlogs and everything, and filming the processes of performances and uploading more performances too. I know, don't sue me, I want to be wanted, but you know, I'm a working gal, and so I only have so much time at the end of the day, and I'm trying to prioritize, but this is something I want to prioritize. I really like watching videos like this, whether it be like funny or just deep, but I wanted to start making my own. So watch it, don't watch it, I don't really care. It's for me when I'm 80. I don't really care. But I wanted to talk about Jilted Lover. I know she's a little bit of a scandalous song, isn't she? But I was gonna make a TikTok talking about it, and then I was like, no girl, that's gonna be like, I don't want to edit that. If I'm being real, it honestly had nothing to do with the platform. I was just like, I don't want to edit that. And TikTok's not really the place for that, and I figured YouTube was. So I wanted to make a longer one. Say the same thing 20 times challenge. Mulysa. But, yeah, so the song Jilted Lover. Ooh. Why would you ask such a personal question? That's really rude of you, actually, now that I think about it. I have a roommate. He doesn't respect my boundaries. I told him that I was booking this time to film, and he's loud on purpose. He doesn't respect me. Speaking of Roy, actually, he is a co-everything on it. I don't know if you haven't had a chance to see the lyric video, or the music video, if you had a chance. But he is pretty much my collaborator in every department he's worn every hat a person can wear in terms of music and filming and this and that, and we do everything from home, and we're a family business over here, you know. It's a wing and a prayer all the time, and he's just constantly full of good ideas and like solutions, and every time I'm freaking out, he always has like the perfect idea to reset me. So a lot of what my songs are, and the production of everything, and the way the visuals end up becoming, like, he's responsible for. I'm just a small part in this whole process, you know. But yeah, back to Jilted Lover. So I wrote that song like years and years and years ago. I don't remember when, but I was just having this moment. Let's start from the beginning, actually. My boss at one point mentioned, I've heard the term jilted lover like a billion times at this point, but I hadn't heard it yet in my lifetime, and then I heard my boss say it, and it struck my ears, and I was like, oh, I really want to write a song called Jilted Lover. Like, that was the goal going into it. And so the more I thought about what that meant and how I had had experiences with that feeling, I was like, raise your hand if you were scared. So I started to conceptualize that part of my life into song form. And yeah, I was... let's get real. Let's get real and vulnerable. Let's get real and vulnerable. Sue me. Sue me, I want to be wanted. But yeah, I had this experience in life where I at a very young age felt very like emotionally connected to somebody, and when that went awry, it was really devastating for me. And I've sat with that a lot in my life, because like it devastated me in a way that others didn't. And I'm not inexperienced in the love department whatsoever. I'm an experienced woman. But you know, a lot of it was out of a want for other things. It wasn't really a deep want for the love itself. It was more like a want for attention. And so those relationships and those moments with people were very flighty, and like they just kind of seemed to leave my consciousness very fast. And this one particular scenario just didn't. Oh my God, girl. She just got her claws in, and I think it's because there was something I was supposed to learn out of it. And unfortunately, it wasn't just one thing. I was apparently supposed to learn about 7,000 things from it. So the universe has so lovingly spelled out for me so far. And looking back at all of it, I'm very, very grateful for it, because I did learn a lot from it. And I think that I am the woman I am because of the mistakes I was able to make in that. What's going on? Fix it. Clock it. I was able to kind of shape the woman I wanted to be, largely thanks to those mistakes I made in that scenario. But there were a lot of things done to me in that scenario that I thought about, and it kind of like taught me about humanity and how human beings just treat each other. I didn't feel special at all. I didn't feel like anything I had been through was anything worse than what most women I know have been through. And so to me, writing the song was more, I have this like thing with songwriting where it's like, I'm not really writing for the scenario. I'm using it as a way to talk about a topic that I want to talk about. It's not even that the relationship itself is like the thing I want to discuss. It's the topic. It's the way we as humans jilt each other, the way we create these lovers that we inevitably have to jilt. And this was just my example of it and the way I perceived that experience in my life. But I think every person I know in life has had that feeling and been there. And it's like, the song is just meant to be a vessel for that thought. Where was I going with that, girl? Right. Whatever the fuck that meant. Saying a whole lot of nothing. But, where was I going with that? Holy shit. Right. Am I recording? Okay, yeah. Whew. Anyway, so let me go through the song in my head. Maybe that's where I should start. Hold on. Give me a break, guys. This is my first time fucking doing this, all right? No, I don't have an interviewer here asking me the questions. I gotta, like, clock in real quick. Hold on. Okay. Right. Okay. Don't hang up this time. I know I crossed a line, but I'm basically doing a Genius video. That's really what this is. Don't hang up this time. I know I crossed a line, but you never drew in the sand. Please don't make me beg. Let them watch me hang. As long as you feel something again. So when I wrote the song, I had like two options of the angle I wanted to take, and I really wanted it to come from the angle of, I wanted it to be from a very juvenile perspective where everyone's been ghosted, right? Like, that's kind of what it is. Jilted lover, right? You just kind of got ghosted. I was watching Deadly Women the other day, and this guy promised to marry this girl, and he didn't. And back then, that was like, girl, you just fucked back, like, fuck. She went down to the courthouse and shot him. So, don't act like doing that to people is not a big deal, because it very much is. But I was thinking about how we as humans handle that scenario, and I think now that I'm an adult and I've had enough experience with relationships, I'm very much like, if someone were to ghost me, that's not something, would hurt, but I think I'd process it slightly better than I have in the past. When you're like 15, 16, 17 years old, you know when Katniss fires that damn arrow at the thing and the whole fucking, that's what that feels like. That is like irreparable damage, unfortunately. And it's, again, we're not special for feeling it, but it is what it is. And I wanted to write it from that perspective of getting essentially ghosted and having that very juvenile perspective where you're like, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. This isn't something you're just going to brush off. You are spiraling essentially from this, and you're at a point where you're so willing to, you will do anything to get this person's attention, even if that means hurting yourself, even if that means embarrassing yourself in front of everybody. And so that's kind of what those lines in the chorus mean. Don't hang up this time. I know I crossed a line, girl. Please. Let me be real. I know I crossed a line. But you never drew one in the sand. It's kind of like this moment of like accountability with that person where you're in that process of like, okay, I'll admit what I did was wrong. Let's be real. You did something wrong too. But who cares? I'll still beg, but don't make me do that. And you know what? If you need to hang me in front of the town for my crimes in order to make yourself feel better, if that's what it'll take to get you to like even look at me at this point, so be it. I'll take it. You see how he just like barges into my time? It's really something. And then with the verse, I wanted to ask, like, the question, like, what did I do to deserve this bitch? Like, what the fuck? And it's, girl, this isn't just a pretty face. This isn't just an angelic, like, innocent face. I've done some things in my time. Don't you fucking forget it. But, I like to think there's accountability to share. I like to think that there's enough to go around. No, I think so. What's the next line? The fuck was it? I don't write my own shit. It's not a fun place to be in the shadow of your cold shoulder. It's not a fun role to play, the one of your jilted lover. It's just this moment of like, silent treatment is such a bitch. No, like, don't I love it? But like, damn, is she a little bit of a cunt? And I feel like, again, when you're 16, when I think about the times I got the silent treatment when I was 16, girl, that was a ticking time bomb. That was a ticking fucking time bomb. Is my phone ringing? No, it's not. That was a dangerous fucking combo. That I wasn't healed. I wasn't. And am I now? Who knows? But that version of me, she needed that attention. I had a very troubled childhood, and I didn't get a lot of emotional attention. So when I was older, like when I was like in my teenage years, girl, give me that fucking attention right now. Give it to me. And if you gave it to me and took it away from me. So that was kind of the catalyst for those lines of like, this is not a fun place to be in the shadow of your cold shoulder, girl. Like, please, like, have you been over here? Oh my goodness, it's cold. And then we go back into the chorus, and in this one I changed the line from "let the town watch me hang" to "let them burn me at the stake." Girl, we're getting a little more dramatic. We are getting dramatic, girl. Burn me, if it means that you'll look at me. And that's a sad place to be, and I think everyone's felt like that with somebody at some point in their life. I like to think so. If not, maybe it's just me and my own shit, but that's how I felt, girl. Raise your hand if you were scared. But yeah, girl, it's a scary place to be. Check the temperature. Let's check it. I like to think I'm a little better now. I'm definitely not there. If someone's not willing to give me attention, I have a lot of ways that I get my own attention now. I like to think, guys, by the way, attention is a very healthy thing to want. It's very natural. It's very human. I think that we're so quick as humans to be like, she's just doing it for attention. Yeah. What about it? What now? When I was a teenager, cutting myself and showing off sleeves up, that was absolutely for attention. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's unearth that a little bit. No, like let's breathe some life into that, because I started to think about that and I was like, that was for attention, but like, why did I need to do that for attention? And the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, I didn't get any. Oh, and I wanted it so badly. And when I didn't get it, That's something you don't think about at 16. But I'm 27. I'm actually still 16. Guys, I just had my sweet 16. Trust and believe, I just had my sweet 16. But yeah, that's just something you don't think about at 16. So, you know, you take that mentality you have towards life, like in general. That was how I was with just plain day old life. Like, you know, just in the everyday. Now add romantic feelings into that. Imagine what I would do for that type of attention at 16 years old. I was a bad girl. I did some bad things. So that's kind of spurs the line. I know I crossed a line, girl. I know. But like I said, there's enough accountability to go around. No? So then we get to the bridge, and I kind of love her. I kind of love that bridge. Oh, the quietness of that theater. Your hand on my thigh. What's the next line? I forgot it. The quietness of that theater. Your hand on my thigh. I don't even remember what we saw. Yeah, the quietness of that theater, your hand on my thigh. I don't even remember what we saw. I was just kind of like trying to paint the imagery at that point of what that looked like to me. It's like, to me, attention at that time in my life was in such small things. It felt very, I guess what would, you know, everyone's had that moment where just like even a hand on your thigh is like, again, Katniss with the arrow at the damn arena atmosphere. Like, when Taylor wrote that line in her song, you put my ring on my ring finger and said that's where people get married, and it was the closest my heart felt to exploding. I thought that was corny at first. Definitely a changed woman now, because now I'm like, no, that's literally it. Like, sometimes someone just doing something simple like that, you will remember it for unfortunately. And so I was thinking about this particular moment, and I was like, I don't even remember what the fuck I was watching. Like, that's how crazy that was. But I remember that, like, back of my hand. November never tasted sweeter, and here I am high, so take my frantic midnight call. You're mad you didn't write it. Yeah, so I was just I was kind of leaning into the neuroticness of that, I guess, because I was like, yeah, no, I'm being fucking frantic, I'm being fucking crazy, pick up the goddamn phone. November never tasted sweeter. No. So what the fuck was I talking about? Guys, I'm going crazy in this fucking apartment. We're cutting that. So, yeah, then I have the other chorus again. Don't hang up this time. I know I crossed a line. Take my frantic midnight call. And don't hang up this time. I know I crossed a line, but you never fucking drew one in the sand, bitch. Don't even act like you did. Please don't make me beg. But you can let the town watch me hang if it makes you feel something again. Let's be real. Let's be real. So I just wanted to... There's this part of me that feels like, God, this is going to sound so fucking corny. Please bear with me. I'm not special. I'm not, like, nothing I went through is at all, like, people have had it much worse than me. I'm very aware. But I have this very specific, like, sympathetic feeling towards teenage me, because I feel so bad for her. I'm like, she truly was so lost and didn't know what the fuck to do about anything. And I really wanted to respect the feeling I had at that age that seemed to be very overlooked. And it, you know, growing up, I had this very constant reminder that my feelings were just not a big deal. And no matter who I talked to about them, it didn't matter who I chose, I always got the same reaction, which was essentially like, you're being dramatic, you're being too much, it's really not that serious, girl. That's a really, like, it's just a horrible way to treat people's feelings. It really, really is. And I have such a protection of my feelings now, and I've done such a good job at respecting how I feel and understanding how to be in tune with my own emotions and have them help me, that I'm at a place in life now where I'm like, oh, I don't need people to justify my feelings. I can justify my feelings. That's all I need. I just need me. But when I look back at 16-year-old me, I'm like, she didn't know that. She wasn't there yet. So everything was not just, you're feeling so many huge things for the first time. It hurts and is hitting you so deeply. That's enough in its own. And then it's already, and then to add on top of that, everyone around you going, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Girl. I think teenage girls are the closest to God that you can get as a human being. So I think that there's something that at least happened with me at that age where I really learned how to like just kind of like be with my, but oh my God, I'm going on such a fucking sob story. Oh my God, shut the fuck up, girl. I cried alone in my room to music. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, so the ending of that song is very much like, it's me reflecting on that time going like, I can still see you driving saying you're so dramatic. I have this very clear image of me telling this person in my head, like we were in the car and I was telling this person what I was going through in life, like at home and how I was feeling and having this person just go, you're so dramatic. And I remember them being like, oh yeah, I had that happen too and I still did this. Okay, well give him the fucking Nobel Peace Prize, I guess. I don't fucking know. Sue me. And so that was just kind of the reaction I got everywhere in life. It was just like, you kind of, what? And that was one thing when it was applied to just everyday life, like, I just didn't want to go to school, or I was mad about my home life, it's okay, well, like, everyone has a bad home life. But then when you kind of get romantically involved with someone and you start giving more and more and more of yourself, very vulnerable, very deep parts of yourself for the first time ever, it's the first time you're kind of jumping off that ledge and you're trusting this person with that type of vulnerability. And it's the slowest lingering slow burn thing you've ever had, so it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds for years, and then finally there's this indulgence in that feeling. Finally, you as a teenage girl, don't even fucking act like you're not gonna read it. Be fucking for real with me. And then to have that person just kind of, in the outro / bridge, I'm like, I can still see you laughing. I thought we were on the same page. Don't make this something that it wasn't. It's that constant, when you're that age, there's this constant level of treating your feelings like they're not real. And like, I thought we were on the same page. Don't make this something that it wasn't. Don't make this something that it wasn't. And it wasn't just that moment where that comment stuck out to me. It just felt like that comment applied to everything in my life. It wasn't even about the romance and the sex and the relationship aspect of it. I was just like, man, that's how everyone talks about my feelings. And maybe they're not, but you know what? To me, they are. To me, they are that serious. And to me, it does feel that big. So what now? Does that make it less real just because it's only real to me? Does it? So, that line, like, kind of still hurts a little bit because, it's less about the comment hurting me, and it's more about, I just feel bad that I didn't have that mind at that age to look at a comment like that and go, okay, you're fucking like full of shit and you're the one who's delusional. I really like internalized stuff like that and was like, oh wow, okay, so like I am crazy, and let me restructure all of my desires and all of my principles so that I can still keep this person in my life, just to have them look at me. I'll restructure everything that I believe this should look like to make you happy. And it's like, as women, as people, we need to outgrow that, but as women especially, I think that we're prone to that. And I just wanted to pay homage. I wanted to honor that desperate feeling I had at that age where it just felt like life or death, and like, God, can you just give me some attention? My goodness. But yeah, that's the whole spiel. And there's like, I think an eagle out there. I don't know, a big bird, that's for sure. That's my whole spiel. I've already been ranting for 25 minutes, so I'll leave it at that. But Jilted Lover is out anywhere you can listen to it. And if you want to listen to it and reminisce about your teenage situationship that left you haunted, go give it a listen. Really, I did my best. It's got lots of orchestra elements. I also, by the way, I'm a choir girl. I grew up in choirs my whole life, and I have this special love for like something that sounds like it's straight out of a goddamn auditorium or a cathedral. Oh God, that's gets me horny when it sounds like, oh, when we're in a Catholic church, horny. So I wanted to kind of pay homage, and the soundtrack that was kind of going on in my life at the time was very choir-esque and very and orchestral, you know, and what's a symphony, you know, you know what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to make sure that the song amplified that sound and that feeling. So I like to daydream that I'm just sitting in an auditorium when I listen to that song. That's where I go mentally. But you can go wherever you want mentally. I hope that you like it, and I hope that it helps you through one of those deeper feelings of people treating you like your feelings aren't that big or that large, because they are. As long as they are to you, they are. So, love you. Bye.